I think this. I think this is this. The problem has been solved. See, Mustafa, thank you for the suggestion. I just wonder whether our other friends can join us, or is it the case that that or they have left? I don't know. So Mustafa and Natalie, the first people to join us. I don't know whether the others will be here with us. Otherwise, we may defer the remainder of the discussion for tomorrow. One like, Shof, one, two people watching me with one like. No, you have to have at least two likes there. Just joking. The like is insignificant anyway. So the notification was sent. Thank you so much, Natalie. All right. So, Mustafa, debriefing refers to the process of sharing information about the research with the participant after the data. That's true. That's true. After the data, that's even more ethical because the student will always wonder whether they have, you know, whether they have done something wrong because some students are innocent, they don't know, so it's a good idea to talk to them and to debrief them, as you said. Okay, nice. I'm sorry for the technical problem that has arisen. I try to use the hotspot from this mobile, but I thought of restarting the router, and later on, thanks to Mustafa's suggestion that I have to run another live session. You see, that's what I did. Thank you very much. Alors, c'est Mustafa, Natalie, Faiza, the ones who are with me here. I think we have 8 people here. Well, if there are questions that you would like us to discuss, as long as we have some energy before we, bid farewell, this way that will be good. Okay, so we have 11 people. People are still joining, which is nice. Okay, I think I need to share this also, or there is no need anyway. There is no need. So we will be here for some time to continue what we did. I don't know if there are, if there are friends watching me who have written a comment I did not manage to read. So you are kindly requested to paste your comment or question or whatever here. Okay, talk to us about thesis writing, please. Okay, so Mustafa, I can talk to you about thesis writing while you have already submitted your thesis. Okay, thesis writing. One thing I can say about thesis writing, it's a very good exercise for the doctoral student. A very good exercise because it's there. It's thanks to your thesis that you become a professional writer. Because a thesis is not like an article that you write when you want. You write it at leisure, and if you have a headache, you will give up on it. No. In a thesis, no. Thesis, you are obliged to go and write, and you don't write just one section or one paragraph. You write it's a 3 year project. Just imagine spending 3 years is the minimum. Hardly any student spends 3 years on a thesis. But just imagine spending 5 years writing. If you do it the right way, believe me, you will become an excellent master of the language, whatever it is. The language of the thesis. I mean, if it's English, then you become a master of English. But just imagine that you have a thesis that you don't take seriously, and your aim is just to get, that diploma. Diploma in itself will not give you much. I'm telling you. What is important is what you have in mind. All right. So thesis writing is a very good exercise, and it's an opportunity as well. علاش opportunity? An opportunity because what you write in the thesis is based. I'm not saying it's copied. No, the idea is because you do readings, you do a lot of readings, and when you are involved in reading for a long period of time, whether you like it or not, you become influenced by the stylistics of those writers. And that's why I'm saying you become like a professional. Not like you become a professional writer, because you will not feel it when you will use, okay, expressions that are very sophisticated, expressions that are very formal, transitions, beginnings of paragraphs, conclusions, introductions, all of these things. You see, so the thesis is a golden opportunity for you, for everyone, you see, to become a professional writer, thanks to the fact that there is a lot of writing, but also thanks to the fact that there is a lot of reading taking place. Okay. تحية خاصة للأستاذة زينب اللي معنا. I'm sorry because I didn't know that you were here. أستاذة زينب, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you in our live session. Thank you once again. All right. So Mustafa, if there is any specific question perhaps about this, I can handle it. But thank you for pointing out, for making me point out the idea that if people do not manage to learn throughout the journey of thesis writing, they will never learn. Tough. It's Dina. Okay. Firdaus El-Hassani. Firdaus El-Hassani. So, by the way, I will not go back to the interview now unless there is a question or a follow-up to something I said. Okay, so I have now for Firdaus El-Hassani, who is asking, she says, as an S2 English studies student, I truly appreciate your, I thought she was asking a question, but never mind, she's writing something in my favor. Thank you, Firdaus, thank you. As an S2 English studies student, I truly appreciate your dedication to sharing knowledge. Your teaching is inspiring, and I would be honored to learn from you directly or one day, inshallah, Firdaus. Thank you very much for writing this. Well written, by the way. Huh? Look at how she writes. Very good. You show that you are a very good student at the level of S2. You write sentences that are well punctuated, are formal, perhaps except for the high, but it's fine because this is discussion. But it's really nice. Look at how you write. I really appreciate this. Firdaus, are you a student in Rabat or somewhere else? Tell us. We need to know about you. Nathalie Leblanc, what are the more important, Nathalie, what are the more important elements we need to mention in the methodology after piloting the pilot study? Well, the methodology chapter is all about the how. You see, how did you manage to get your data? So there in the methodology chapter, you have to provide all the necessary information a reader of your thesis should know about, because in the type of research is characteristic of the one that involves field work, data collection. There people will not judge you on what you have achieved, but rather on the process. What matters is the process, also the product, but the product is contingent on how sound your methodology is. That's the point. So in the methodology chapter, first and foremost, you need to reiterate, to remind the reader of your objectives, of your hypotheses or research questions, all of these. So a restatement, call it a restatement, or you say it should, it should be recalled that the main objective of the thesis is these objectives led us to the formulation, to the articulation of the following research questions, and from the research question we have derived the following hypothesis. That's part one. It's reminding the reader of what you did before. What you wrote before in the introduction chapter or in the draft, or I don't know, but normally these elements, objectives, research question, hypotheses, need to be stated at the level of the introduction. But because the introduction is generally left until the end, but at least you may have a draft of the introduction at the beginning. So those elements need to reappear in the methodology. And then you move to the description of your research design. Is it qualitative, quantitative, and of course all the details therein. You need to move on to the discussion of your participants. If it's an experimental design, you can call them subjects. If it's just a questionnaire, you can call them informants. If it's an opinion questionnaire. Otherwise, the most neutral term is participants. Okay, you can use participants. Nice. Fine. And then you talk about your instruments in as much detail as you can. afford. All right. Uh, Talk about their background, especially if you are collecting information about language. In your case, Natalie, you work on vocabulary, so you need to talk about their academic background. Maybe you refer to the courses that they teach, that they learn, that they are exposed to. You'll talk about the nature of their input, you see, and for master students, you need to point out or to point to the fact that they are introduced to advanced English. Proof of this is that they treat the issues in linguistics and applied linguistics that require a very good mastery of the English language, and they have to deal with material that is written in English, in an English that is sophisticated, that is academic, and that is formal. See, at Shikul, all these elements will inform people's understanding or people's knowledge of your participants. But just to say that S4, S3, S2, no. That's good, that's necessary, but provide as much information as possible about the information that is likely to shed light on the type of participants that you have. See, it's one way of establishing legitimacy. When you say, well, we cannot say they are advanced or intermediate unless we administer a standardized test. But if just with academic level, we need to supplement, our pointing to the students' academic level by providing further information. So, as I said, you need to describe your participants in as detailed a manner as possible. You need to describe your instruments and provide a rationale for that. It's not just what, it's also why. Why the questionnaire? Why the interview? Why the grammaticality judgment task? Why translation task? You really need to justify that. How do you justify? It's because you have read studies on the same issue before. So see how people, justify those instruments. All right, nice. And then after you have maybe the procedure. The procedure is a very important section in methodology. Procedure, it's describing the administration process, the process of administering your questionnaire to students. Not questionnaire, or instrument to students. You can talk about, for example, the time. Is it late afternoon, early morning, evening, whatever? Because that can be informed. Because, if you do that in the evening after they have studied 3 or 4 sessions in a row, then it may be because they are tired. That tiredness can influence the responses. You see, so it's good to make the reader of your thesis aware of the details of your data, okay, data collection and the administration of your instrument. So please, this procedure is like telling a story. Say, for example, whether you had agreed with the student, the respondents, or not earlier on, whether you have taken permission, whether they accepted at will or under duress because the teacher forced them to do so. Just be honest in talking about the process of administration. And then after procedure comes probably data analysis. How do you intend to analyze your data? If it's qualitative data, are you going to opt for content analysis, discourse analysis, or something else? If it is quantitative, then you talk about the statistical procedure, and of course, you provide the rationale for that. And then there is a section, by the way, in methodology that you should not skip. It's called validity and reliability. You show the respects in which your instruments are both reliable and valid. And there are techniques, of course, for that. For reliability, you can opt for if it's quantitative, of course, you can opt for the Cronbach alpha, but there are the other techniques for that. And validity just prove that the instruments measure what they intend to measure. And after you talk about that's the thing, the data analysis. I think that's the last section that you need to be concerned with in your methodology. So if you have these elements in your chapter, it means that your thesis, your methodology is sound when you provide an accurate description when it comes to these things. All right. Thank you, Natalie, for this. Wait, Natalie, what I think you asked another question or this. Oh, you say after piloting. Wait a minute, I may have, but it's good. It's good because I informed you about the methodology chapter. What are the more important elements we need to mention in the methodology after piloting the study? Oh, yeah, yeah, we forgot piloting, by the way. Piloting should, either you call it piloting as an independent section, or when you talk about validity and reliability, you can have that as a subsection. That goes, as well. All right. So after this data analysis and the method and that data analysis, you know, data analysis method or measures or whatever, depending on whether you are opting for a qualitative or a quantitative approach. Okay, Sirab Siad Salam, your contributions, Ali, appreciate. Thank you so much, Siad Salam, for these motivating words from you. Thank you, Si Mustafa Murshid. That's true. I sometimes imagine the amount of knowledge a professor like Amrus has accumulated over the years. I just see myself, no, I have not acquired enough knowledge, let alone a large amount of knowledge. No, a lifetime learner, bits and pieces perhaps from, but anyway, thank you very much, Mustafa, that you are saying this in appreciation to my person. I'm really glad you say this. Honestly, though, I don't deserve to be addressed, to be called, to be described as having an amount of knowledge. No, it remains very limited. There are people who know far more than I do, in my level. Let's face the fact. But thank you. But look, the conclusion is, because that's a follow-up to my answer to your question about writing a thesis. So if a thesis does not teach you enough, other than what you do as a researcher, that does not have any value. In fact, you will suffer academically later on. شتي الناس اللي كيباكلي وغير هكذا. People who just submit things that they themselves know that they are not worth, that those chapters do not deserve to be called a thesis, and because they are looking probably for an average anyway, they want the diploma. ولكن diploma بوحده لا, it's a training opportunity. It's hard. It is hard. Sorry, it is hard. Yes, but when it is hard and when you enjoy it, it's not hard. مش فهمتوني? It's a bit contradictory, but that's from my proper experience. I repeat, writing a thesis is a very hard task. I repeat this again. Writing a doctoral thesis is a very hard task. ماشي غير اجي واكتب دكتوراه انتاز دكتور. هذا رقم واحد. بالحق, the process becomes very easy when you enjoy what you are doing. See? So this enjoyment makes up for the difficulty, and you strike a balance and you go in a very smooth way. That's the thing. معادلة سهلة. Thank you, Si Mustafa. Thank you, Si Abslam. There are many takeaways from writing academic words. Top of them is the academic language. That's true, Si Abslam. Academic language is done, or is achieved, through continuous reading, incessant reading, real reading. علاش كنقول real reading? You know why I'm saying this? Real reading? Real reading because there are people, for example, who opt for shortcuts. You listen to this, please. Shortcuts. For example, I have to write a section on something. And instead of consulting the relevant references that are now more available anyhow, I go the short way to a software that summarizes, or I can just type the keywords on Google, or maybe using ChatGPT. I'm not saying for copy, but just to get the information. It's not a good way. Not a good thing. I bet there are many students who do that. And this can account for the fact that the students' writing is getting poorer and poorer in quality. Because the quest for information is not done the right way, through reading. It's done the quick way. When it is done the quick way, what does it mean? When you ask, a software or whatever, or yeah, you see, a website to give you the information, and it gives it to you ready made. Meaning what? Meaning you don't struggle to get the information. It means when you find the information ready, you do not strain to find it by reading paragraphs and sections and articles just to find one piece of information. And this is the difference between thesis writing a long time ago, which was a real, true learning opportunity, and thesis writing nowadays, where, well, of course, there are students who are. So one of them defended yesterday. She was really amazing in all respects. But there are some theses you can see that they are the authors of those theses are still using the language of good, bad. So come on, يرتقوا قليلا, as they say. Just upgrade your. If the doctor's experience does not allow you, does not make you upgrade the level of your language, it means you did nothing. It means you have been doing it the quick way, and this is not really good. And I will not blame technology, but I blame the way technology is used. Okay, in this regard, looking for ready-made information will not help you. Will not help the student academically at all. Nice. Thank you, Zineb. Thank you. You are reacting to, welcoming you. Firdaus, yes, sir, Rabat. So you are likely to be my student one day, inshallah. So good luck to you. All right. Natalie, thank you so much, Professor, for this insightful explanation. Thank you, Natalie, for again encouraging me to continue. You and the friends, of course, here. Look, like Real Madrid Bil Arabi is saying this. He's thanking me, and Faiza too. Thank you so much, Faiza. Adnan, I do agree. All right, all right. Thank you so much, Adnan. Barakallahu fik for this word of appreciation. Mustafa, hello, my friend Adnan. Natalie, Adnan al-Bukhari is he someone who I met in Kenitra? Si Mustafa? Si Adnan, have we met? But I think I met the other friend, Mr. I don't remember the name. Anyway, fine. Natalie Leblanc, sometimes it seems like being in a labyrinth, but with the guidance of our academic companion. Oh, look at how Natalie expresses herself here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Natalie. It's really, really kind of you. Okay. Thank you so much, Si Mustafa. Barakallahu fikum. It's really, I'm really grateful to you all actually for these encouraging words. Muhammad Zarak, focus group interviews are more feasible and practical than individual-based interviews, not to mention their effect on reducing the effect of the presence of the etc. Thank you. So, Muhammad Zarak, I think, so this is a promise from me. Tomorrow, inshallah, I will go live, probably for a short time, just to discuss this part called focus group, both because maybe we have talked enough about this for this session, and also because some of the friends who were following us have quit because of the problem that came about a while ago. So it's a good idea. It's a good idea maybe to switch our discussion to other themes, Si Muhammad Zarak, for tomorrow, because I think that the focus group deserves enough time and enough attention and enough energy. So I will talk about it tomorrow, inshallah. Thank you very much for pointing that out. So we will talk about that, inshallah, tomorrow. See. Okay, Adnan says we met in Kenitra. Yeah, I sense that we did. So we will meet again in Si Murshid's defense, inshallah. Okay. Saeed Rafi', thank you so much, Si Saeed. Barakallahu fik. Thank you. So kind of you. By Prof. Abdulghani. Oh, that's great. That's great. He's an active PhD. What is his topic on? Is it literature or something else? Si Mustafa? I don't know because I maybe we did not talk about his topic. Anyway, I hope he is close, and I hope he will defend so soon. He is in very good hands. Very good supervisor. Very, he's a man of principles and someone who can lend a hand to his students. All right. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like there are not questions anymore. Well, let me read Professor Straji's comment and Nawal's comment, and we will see. So thanks a trillion for outstanding session. Thank you very much. Enormous effort, valuable time. Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan Kareem to all of you. I wish you all the best. Ramadan is a very good opportunity also for, I will not hide it from you, my best moments and my, you see, I made my best effort during Ramadan in my thesis and in my studies in general. I don't know, but I used to stay up late at night and enjoy working while waiting for sahur. I remember this very well. So I have very good memories as a student, with this holy month. Thank you, Nawal, for your nice word. Barakallahu fikum, Kamlin. Thank you so much. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone. So look, Nawal is wishing Professor Straji happy Ramadan. This is really nice to see. Ramadan Kareem to all of you, inshallah. Thank you. So tomorrow I will go live, but tomorrow I think there will be this watching of the moon, the crescent. So if it's Ramadan, we will see. We will choose a time for a meeting. If it's not, then 8:30 will be our time. Anyway, I will post, an announcement where I specify the name. But tomorrow we will be reserving some time to the discussion of the focus group, as an alternative to the individual interview. Okay, my dear friends, thank you so much, and I wish you a good night. And Nooni Nunus is with us here. Thank you very much for joining. You disappeared and now you have emerged. Thank you. Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Barakallahu fikum. So let's meet tomorrow, inshallah. Have a good night and see you. Thanks.